What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Let's push our boy Sterls on here. Let's go. So my dude Sterls had to go watch his boy play some basketball, which I always appreciate. My dad was the dad that was at every game, filming, making highlight films, all that shit. So I appreciate dads that do that. So first, we need a report. I heard at least your son's not a loser. Okay. Really? That's too bad. But they made it all the way to the finals. That's strong, bro. That's strong. Oh, no. Oh, Dad, come on, man. Wow. All the way to the finals. I was impressed. I was happy for him. Wow. And for the next 25 years. Right? I mean, come on. He's going to go pro. And then you're going to be having to travel. And the tired look on your face when I said that. That's what I'm saying. He'll be flying you out, but your Saturdays are going to be taken. But that's all right. All right. Well, we've got a playoff game already going on because we pushed it a little bit. So this is a watch along / we're going to pick all the games. And of course, I'm going to bet them right here in front of you as well. Texans and Browns currently 14-24. Have you gotten to see any of this yet, Sterls? CJ Stroud looks fantastic. I could not believe that they were underdogs. Due respect to Stefanski, due respect to Joe Flacco and what he's done, but last game they played, they didn't have CJ Stroud and still almost won. Roomy's on. What's up, Roomy? Slowick trying to get himself a job. Bobby Slowick is trying to get himself a head coaching job right now, man. And he deserves one. I mean, he's done an excellent job. And listen, how many times can you go back to that tree and find another successful head coach? That Shanahan tree is crazy. I mean, it's most of the league right now. And so, I hesitate because, like, how many times can you go back to the well and still keep coming up with these incredible offensive minds? But like you said, I mean, today the play calling is just incredible. They're doing an excellent job.
Where and it's just like, man, not defense, but dude, like, this is not the defense that I was looking for when I placed a bet this morning. Now I'm gonna do some more bets because without this game, but I really expected the Browns to show a better effort. Now the game isn't over.
No. It's
But
not.
for right now, it's just not promising.
And listen, Flacco's not going to get rattled. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Mhm.
like you got to worry about him folding the 10 or something like that. This will be a game. In fact, I'm looking for my middle, so I took Houston plus 2.5, and I right
Oh,
now it's
you're gonna be
Cleveland
fine.
plus 5.5, and I was hoping to get 7, but Cleveland driving back down the field, um, you know, maybe I'm not going to be able to get that. I was kind of hoping Houston gets another stop here and I'm able to get 7. But hey, man, Texans home dogs. It was too tough to pick against for me. Like I trust
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud that much, and I feel like that's a big statement to make. I don't say that about rookie quarterbacks, but he's been good, man. He's been
He's
good.
been good, man. And if you are a Carolina Panthers fan, you got to be sick to your stomach.
Oof.
Every time you see CJ Stroud suit up, you got to be like, man, did we just F this up? Because
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredible. And the thing is like the poise, right? But also like the dude's getting hit and he's still throwing the ball where only his receiver can get it.
Okay, but let's talk about it, right? Because I say this about
Yeah, let's
Josh
do it.
Allen. I say this about Josh Allen a lot, and I
Mhm.
do believe it. I don't think Josh Allen turns into Josh Allen if he goes other places. If he goes somewhere where the coaching situation isn't stable, if he goes somewhere where there's high expectations, he doesn't have time, he goes to Dallas or something like that, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
the dude needed time. And don't get me wrong, I was as big of a proponent of his as anybody after his rookie season. The stat I love telling people is in games that he started and finished, he was 7-5. And there wasn't a ton of yards, there wasn't a ton of touchdowns, all that kind of stuff. But if he doesn't get that time, I don't think he turns into Josh Allen. And to that point, CJ Stroud, if he goes to Carolina with Frank Reich, are you sure this is what you're seeing?
I think so. And the only reason why I say that is because this is the same guy that I watched at Ohio State for 3 years. Never rattled. He had wide receivers galore, like
Yeah.
top talent around him, but it's the same CJ Stroud that I saw. The guy on the sideline pumping his teammates up and stand in the pocket and delivering throws while taking a hit. Throwing the ball off I mean, this is the same, his accuracy, dude, is for a rookie, just a quarterback in general is freaking amazing. He was doing this for 3 years with Ohio State.
Do you see the
So no, it doesn't surprise me that he's doing it. Because I've seen this story play over time and time again with him. He's just really good, man.
Did you see the honey hole shot where he steps up and off platform launches it down into cover 2 right down the sideline? And it was beautiful.
Oh,
It was beautiful.
dude, and the post on the touchdown play
Mm-hmm.
where he threw that ball. I mean, first of all, the way you play action, the manipulating the defense with that handoff there, and then you threw that ball. I mean, right as the guy was breaking, that ball's in the air, and he doesn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, can you explain to people how hard that is to do?
Well, I mean,
That is
that's the definition of an NFL throw. I mean, when you
Yeah.
hear all these analysts and stuff talk about an NFL throw, it's throwing like Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? Like you're throwing that ball with anticipation, right on the money, and that's what it is in the NFL. You have a foot on each side, and that's open. You know what I mean? That's wide
Man.
open. And he's just drilling fools.
He's
today.
good, man.
He's good.
Hey, and Flacco, like, he's still got a live arm, dude. That arm is still live.
Dude, I think maybe the most thing I'm most excited about is next year when Joe Flacco signs as a backup and Deshaun Watson inevitably starts struggling like he did this year. Like, I am here for the $250 million guaranteed noise that is going to come up.
How can you start?
You have to. $250
Deshaun
million guaranteed. I'm
He's
telling you,
dealing.
you have to. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you cannot start Deshaun Watson. Can you trade him? Maybe.
Nobody wants that.
Maybe Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Browns, you got to start them because you got to figure this out. But boy, they're screwed.
Jimmy Haslam's
They
going to
are
walk downstairs and tell you to start him.
They are screwed. Thank God it's not the Bills. They are screwed. 20 Joe Flacco, 20 of 24. 222 yards and a touchdown right now.
Stop talking about Joe. Stop talking good about Joe Flacco. If you look at our screen, it just updated.
Oh boy. Oh brother.
It just updated.
Stop
the presses. Stop talking good about Joe Flacco because something's about to happen.
Good luck. Good mugger. Well, Joe Flacco will be a career. Damn. That's the ball game. That's it. That's the game.
Wow. Did he get hit when he threw that? I couldn't tell.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Arm is still alive, but he's still slow as shit.
Yeah, well. He's always been a statue back there.
Golly. You and I would have caught that.
All right, so now do I bet the Browns plus 12.5? I think the answer is yes. Or do I wait for them to get the
ditto. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you go with the 12.5, or do we wait and see if they punt on their next drive?
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
There's a lot of time left, bro. This is a great spot to middle it. This is where you want to take the middle.
Dang. Okay. Well, in other news, golly. All right. So the Texans pulling this game out.
Wow, bro. There's a lot of football left, bro.
It's not, dude. Come on, dude. It's over.
There's a lot of football left.
It's over.
He didn't even get hit that hard, dude. It was just a bad decision. Look at Ben getting in. It's not like it's a fourth quarter pick six, you jerk. Still half the third quarter left.
Bro.
All right.
Do I need to respond to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's over. We've seen this play out so many times. I mean, I'm not saying Joe can't take him down the field one time, but man, I think, if you're the Browns, you gotta feel like defeated at this point. Like your calling card was that defense, and they did not show up today. They have not shown up today. So all of a sudden, they're just gonna, who's the defensive coordinator? Former Bills defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. They're all of a sudden gonna get it together.
Yeah.
No, it's over. It's over.
D'Amico Ryan's calling a great game against Joe Flacco, but I don't like the Browns weren't getting stopped on offense either. You know what I mean? Like they've been driving it up and down the field too.
Yeah, but you and I said this. We talked about this. The gravy train is going to stop. It is only a matter of when. Like Joe Flacco can't be on the streets for 14 weeks. Okay, he comes in, has 3-4 really good games. Like, dude, the NFL knew about Joe Flacco before this took place, and they're gonna figure it out. And it looks like the Texans have kind of figured it out. So what they're taking Amari Cooper away, so he can't beat him over top, and you're gonna have to rely on Njoku to make a play. He's made a few plays in the first half, and then your running game is practically non-existent. So they've made you one-dimensional, right? You got an injury to one of your best, Joel Bitonio.
Hunt's been okay.
He's in short yardage.
Yeah,
but he's not. You don't look, if you're a defensive end or linebacker for the Texans, you don't look back in that backfield and go, "Oh yeah, I'm worried about Hunt." He's not the same player he used to be. He's not. So they're one-dimensional now. Now what are you going to do? They're going to be sitting back in zone coverage. What are you going to do? They're going to take.
I think hitting Njoku underneath is a viable game plan for how much time they have left.
They better hurry up because
they got time.
Derek Stingley is putting it on Amari Cooper, y'all.
It's two scores, man. It's two scores.
Well, it's enough. Okay, it's enough. I mean, you guys can sit there and hope and wish, but it's over.
I'm hoping
Next.
and wishing they keep it within 12. That's what I hope and wish.
Well,
All right.
yeesh.
All right. Before we get to Dolphins and Chiefs, one thing I just want to bring up. Joe Flacco called the New York Jets and said, sign me back. And they said no. And I just want to spend like 2 minutes here on how this could absolutely be the Jets in this game right now. Don't you think? With that defense?
Yeah, and is it fair to say that the Jets have a better defense than the Browns?
It's close. It's close. Better interior, better corners.
Secondary in general.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean they got some guys over there. I can't hate on the Browns like that.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like
better.
Denzel
I think
Ward
they're
a lot,
better.
But it's close. It's close.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. I mean, it's like the Browns defense has been really good all season. They've been really good. And they keep that up for, it's not like they got hot at the last minute. They've been doing this all season. It's just hard in the NFL, man, like to keep it up. It's just, look. Stop. Y'all are crazy. The Browns.
Come on now. Give them their due.
Yeah.
They lost 5 games in arguably the toughest division ever in NFL history.
Nah, that's not.
It's the first time that all
Bro,
4
we're not
teams
going to
in the
say that's the
division-
hardest division
It's
in
the
NFL
first time
history.
It's the first time in the Super Bowl era that all 4 teams ended with a record above 500.
Yeah, the numbers are a lie. Stop it. Joe Burrow ain't been there. Like, no.
Isn't it? Hey, don't hate on Jake Browning. Isn't it numbers don't lie? Isn't that it?
No, the numbers are lying. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Another pick six. All right. So, do you want to revisit this?
Man, you're such a-
hey, Ben Paris. It's not the fourth quarter, but it's 37-14 right now. I mean, I'm just saying.
Plus 3,300 on the money line right now for Browns.
Lordy. Woo. Hey, it's great.
There you go. He's with you.
Okay, now it's over. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's over.
All right.
Look. Wow, he just sat on that. Golly.
Well, because why? Because exactly what we're talking about, right? They're playing zone coverage. They know they can't get over the top because Amari Cooper's hurt, slow, and they know they're going to take those short routes. It's 4th and 2. I mean, he knew. He knew it was coming.
He knew it. You know,
CJ
and that.
Stroud,
Hey,
I don't think CJ Stroud has been on the field this half. I think that's right.
No, not really. That's DeMeco Ryans. That play right there is why DeMeco Ryans is the head coach. And let me tell you, for those of you who don't know, the man played linebacker Alabama, had a really good, underrated NFL career. And that's the fine, minute stuff in coaching that takes guys to the top right there. Because that linebacker, that wasn't instincts. That's coaching right there. Yeah. That was a phenomenal job by DeMeco Ryans and good job on the linebacker for making a play on that.
Well, and bad job by Joe Flacco because he barely had to move to get to that interception.
Yep.
He should have seen him. And so that's not a pick you can throw. But, hey, way to drive on that ball, too, for that linebacker. I don't know who that is, but it's a nice drive. Yeah. All right, Dolphins and Chiefs tonight. Dolphins getting 4.5. Oh, my boy's excited about this one. This one only on streaming unless you have NFL Plus. You can watch it on your phone on NFL Plus. Otherwise, you have to get Peacock.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, I got Peacock.
Yeah. So it's Peacock only. It's not going to be on a channel. But if you want to watch it, you can watch on NFL Plus. Or just go to one of the multitude of illegal sites and watch it there. So, frigid day. Should be around -30 with the wind chill. Dolphins plus 4.5. They want you to bet the Dolphins because nobody's doing it. Everybody's taking the Chiefs minus the points. So what do you think, Sterls? Where's your head at for this?
Well, I, I have no clue on how to bet this game. I mean, the weather is the major factor, right? They're talking, what is it, -5, but it's going to feel like -30 with the wind chill or something like that. That is just absolutely bananas. So what I do from there, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm like, okay, I have to run the ball, right? And now my offensive tackle situation is they just haven't played well all season. Now I got the best interior group of interior linemen. Those three are phenomenal. So they're gonna have to run the ball with Pacheco. That's where they're gonna have to do it. And then you look on the other side of the ball. It's like, okay, what will Tua look like in this cold weather? Now Mahomes is gonna struggle too. Like you can't throw. It's hard as hell to throw a football in that kind of temperature. Like that's tough to do, man. I mean, it's not like, you're at 34 degrees or 32 degrees or 27 degrees. Like when you put that ball on the grass, it's frozen. It's going to freeze. That moisture on that ball, it's now frozen. So you're not going to have the same zip. So if I'm a betting man, I say give me the Chiefs with the spread. I think coaching wins this game.
So one thing that I think is really telling about this game is the total. Total is still 43 and a half. There is going to be scoring tonight.
You think?
Because in cold weather, as long as there's not a bunch of snow, especially if the grass is a little bit icy, your quick twitch just isn't quite as fast. If you don't have good footing, there's videos circulating around the internet of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick talking in an ice game about how it's a quarterback stream because the wide receiver knows where he's going and the defense
and the DBs don't.
And the fact that over-under hasn't dropped at all, it kind of confirms it for me. Dolphins defense is beat up. I don't think it matters. I don't think either defense is going to be able to play like themselves tonight. So I just don't think it's important. I think what's important is scoring, and I think the Dolphins can still do that. Now, does Tua wilt under the cold? Maybe. It's possible. But I just think there's going to be a lot of scoring, and I think it'll be a field goal game. And there you go with 4.5. So I bet the Dolphins plus 4.5. Going against all the public money apparently because it is juiced for the Dolphins right now for you to bet the Dolphins.
You got the Dolphins at 4.5.
Yeah. And I think the Chiefs find a way to pull it out, but I think it's a field goal game.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make that bet. I'm gonna make that bet right now.
No, you can't do that.
You won't tell me what I can do.
Every time you do that, it ends up not working.
Yeah, well, I know, right?
You said
no,
Chiefs,
man.
Bro. You said Chiefs, man.
That's who I bet on.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna make another bet here with your picks and see if I win some money.
Oh, well, that's terrifying.
Dude, they are bullying the Browns. There's a lot of hoopla today in NFL circles and fans and about this game being postponed or wanting it to be postponed. What do you feel like? Should they play it tonight or would you be okay if it was postponed? Because the conditions are pretty bad for fans and if you're traveling, I mean, those are worrisome conditions.
I think the NFL on Tuesday had a very easy opportunity when the snow started getting real for the Bills. Had a very easy opportunity to put the Bills and Steelers today at 2:30, to put Cleveland and Houston today at 6, and to put Miami and KC tomorrow at 1. I think you had a really easy opportunity to do that. Doesn't affect travel plans too much. The biggest game affected would be Bills Steelers. If you've been watching Twitter, the snow just started hitting real hard in Buffalo. So getting out of the game might have been a toughie. But I don't know. I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. What I hear now is that game might even be moved to Tuesday. It's possible.
The
For
Bills
this,
game?
yeah, right.
No way.
For this Dolphins Chiefs game, I don't know. You can find other time slots for it. You don't have to play it at nighttime on a Saturday.
I think it's that Peacock deal, dude.
100%.
They paid a lot of money.
100%. And they want it after their lead-in playoff game, right? Like they want this playoff game on NBC, and then they can push and say the next game's on Peacock, the next game's on Peacock, the next game's on Peacock. So, I mean, I get why it happened. It just, I think they made the right call with the Bills, and they played games in frigid cold before. It's not about how it affects the game. It's about the safety of everybody. But,
Right.
That Bills game a couple years ago, which, by the way, goes to my scoring point. That Bills-Patriots game was, -7 or something like that. They play games in frigid cold before, so I don't know. I go back and forth on it. I think the Bills' decision was a right one. I think he could have moved the Dolphins game too, but is what it is now. Ain't no stopping it now.
Okay, well.
So are you taking the under on that then?
Yeah, give me the under on that.
Under 43 and a half? You don't believe in me?
It's nah, man. I think you got noodle arm Tua.
That's Mac Jones.
with a cold football.
That's
I
Mac
just
Jones.
know.
Mac Jones' noodle arm.
What Tua's arm is about as good. So
wow.
And you know it too. Like, stop.
No, it's better than Mac Jones' arm. It's better than Mac Jones' arm.
I don't know, bro. Not. It looks like Chad Pennington's arm.
I don't think Mac Jones' arm is an NFL arm. I do think that Tua's arm is an NFL arm in the lowest tier that it can qualify. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay. That's fair. So. It's like this. You have to throw with zip, velocity, throw it on a rope in conditions like this. And that's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him.
I think what's going to hurt him more is that he's just not that big. And so I don't know what his hand size is, but that ball expands a little bit in the cold and is going to be slick. I think that's going to be the biggest problem. Whew. But all right.
Lots of dig routes.
Move over to the NFC games. Since that Buffalo game got moved, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Packers and Cowboys. Packers getting a full touchdown here. Cowboys at home, but we all know they pooped themselves in the playoff. So, what you like here, Sterls?
I like this game a lot. I feel like, I'm going to say the Cowboys win this game. From what I saw this morning, the spread is 7. Make sure that's still correct. On mine, yeah, it's still 7. So, I think the Cowboys get it done here. They play well at home, and they're at home. I think there's a lot of pressure on this Dallas Cowboys team to perform. Now, if you're a Packers fan, you got to be over the moon with what you've seen from your quarterback, Jordan Love. So I for some reason, I feel like the Cowboys are going to win this game and they're going to cover the spread. I really do. I think they're going to be able to throw the ball. See, no one's seemed to be able to find an answer for CeeDee Lamb yet this season. He's been really, really good. And I think, you should expect them to get something going on the ground as well. So give me Dak in this one.
The big question is, do the Packers have "we're just happy to be here" energy, or "we have nothing to lose" energy? Because that's going to say everything, right? If they have "we're just happy to be here" energy, yeah, I mean, Cowboys going to dump them. But if they've got "we got nothing to lose" energy, man, it's they've been playing good enough that I think you could be optimistic about the Packers' chances. I really want to take Packers +7.
That's not a bad. I wouldn't be mad if you did that. Here's the thing, though, man. It's like you're gonna bet on all that young talent on that team. That's. I mean, and that's what those were my reservations for this Houston game. Now I was proven wrong there, but man, here's the deal. This is why I think the Packers won't do it. I mean, you've heard when Rasul Douglas was traded to the Buffalo Bills. You heard about the players were devastated because he was like the heart and soul of the defense. Like he was the veteran guy in the locker room. So you know, and now they've asked for Rashawn Gary to be the guy. Now I'm a big Michigan fan. Rashawn Gary's always been my guy. But like I just feel like they're missing like that key veteran, grizzled, like they don't have that guy. Now, can Jordan Love step up into that this week? Maybe, but I don't know. So I tend to be more. I just don't think this is their year. I think they're happy to be there, right? They got in at the last second, you know. So I my money will be on the Cowboys in that regard.
To me, it's about the two backs and Jair Alexander. You know what I mean? Like, can they step up and be those guys that you're talking about? Yes, Jair has had his problems. I see it all over your face. But
I just think Jair doesn't want to be there anymore.
I think Jair didn't want to be there when they were like 6-8. But being in the playoffs versus the Cowboys on a Sunday in the afternoon, I feel like he's going to want to be there. You know,
he's going to get up for himself. Yeah, I just think that they're going to get rid of him in the offseason. It's possible.
Here's the thing. You're never going to get value for him this offseason because of the whole mess with the captain thing. Like, you're just never going to get value for him. And so, I don't know. Is his contract up?
A franchise like the Raiders will do that deal all day, every day.
I don't know, man. Not if Bill Belichick's the guy there. He ain't putting up with that shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's facts. That's facts.
All right, we'll take a little break here from NFL football and answer this question from Ben Smith, Atlanta Braves fan, which is my boy's opportunity to go all in on the fact that his Michigan Wolverines forced Nick Saban to retire.
Oh, man.
Do you want to just take a victory lap before we answer the question about Kalen DeBoer?
Listen, man, I'm excited to, still just, I mean, I've watched the highlights like 5 times. It's just a special moment for me. I can only imagine what the team and the players feel. But, Alabama is still a wagon. Now, let's be real. I think recruiting is not going to be as good. Okay, you can't replace a Nick Saban. It's just not happening.
But money
not
can.
Happening, huh?
NIL money can.
NIL money can. It can help. Now, y'all got to realize where Tuscaloosa is. That place is a shithole. It sucks. That place sucks. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you. Nobody wants to go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It is not. It looks like a plantation.
Says a guy who lives in Colorado Springs. Okay, all right.
Says a guy who grew up in the South. I've been to Tuscaloosa, and it sucks. So then you get Kalen DeBoer, good coach. Kalen DeBoer doesn't scream Alabama to me. Like, it's not the personality that I would, if you would have said, who's going to be the next head coach? And I would have said Kalen DeBoer would be up there, but he does not fit that Southern, over the top, like just confident guy. He's a great coach. He's a good coach. Okay. Yeah. But like, you think of guys like Dabo Sweeney, you think of guys like Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin, though it's just those Southern coaches have that. They just have that swag to them. I don't see that from Kalen DeBoer. It's not a knock on him.
Northwest in him, and that's where he's coached.
It's a culture thing.
Yeah.
And if you've been to the South, you would understand, like, culture's a big thing down there.
No, I agree.
So So you're asking Kalen DeBoer to come into Alabama, where a culture and a precedent has been set for so many years of excellence. I think it's unfair for Kalen DeBoer to have to go in. Now he signed up for it, but I think it's unfair for him to have to go into that situation because everything that he does is going to be scrutinized. Not Washington, where they give you the benefit of the doubt. Dude, they are going to eat him alive if he's not ready. So I hope he's ready. I wish all the success for them, but I don't see it working.
It's interesting because you had LSU do a similar thing with Brian Kelly, right? Go get somebody who stands on business and not is a cultural fit for the area. Recruiting in the SEC is different. It is. It's just different. You know what I mean? And a lot of that has become more public now than it ever has been, with NIL being the way that it is. So I think there's a little bit less hesitation or fear about it, but it's going to be interesting. I think here's Kalen DeBoer's biggest problem, because he's won everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to build a program here. There's already a program here. So
that's not true.
you better hit the ground running, bro. Like,
that's not true. Another touchdown. He does have to build a program because, listen, you can't. You're not Nick Saban, and you can't go in there and do all the things that it's not like he was an assistant coach with Saban. Like, he has no working, like, it depends on, okay, so is he going to keep some of the assistants that are currently with Alabama? I think he brings in his own guys. So it's just going to be.
But I think the big question is, does Nick Saban still have an offense or office there? You know what I mean?
To help him, that'd be cool if he could coach him up and like help him out. That'd be so awesome if he could do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I would love to see that.
So if Saban's got an offense there, and Ben Smith mentions the 5-star recruit Ryan Williams, who I don't know who he is, right? But Saban got him. Saban had him. So if Kalen DeBoer is trying to recruit him back and having trouble, you still have the ace up the sleeve of like, hey, Nick, can you come on this call with me? You know what I mean? I think that's what I mean when you say you don't have to build a program. He's not coming into a team that won 3 games. But on the flip side of that, it means you don't get time. You don't get a grace period. Like, you better come in and win. And
so can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Saban retires. Great leaders seem to have their next guy in line. Now, I'm not saying the university has to take that person, but it makes me wonder if Saban had a guy that they's like, this guy on my coaching staff, this is who I would recommend as being the next head coach. I think that's an easier transition than bringing in Kalen DeBoer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know if Saban. So with that being said, I don't know if Saban's going to stick around. I mean, he bought a really expensive mansion in Florida. He's going to spend a lot of time down there now. So it's tough, man.
Carolinas, whatever.
Oh, way. Is it okay? Fair. I was in Florida. It could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I think all these points are valid. It'll be interesting to watch. And here's the other thing about it, and this is always what chews people up and spits them out in the SEC. There's plenty of competition, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're walking into a, whatever, an American conference or something. Like people are going to be ready to take your head. So you better be ready.
They're going to be merciless. They're going to look, Alabama, Georgia and Ole Miss. Kirby Smart turned the job down. Lane Kiffin turned the job down. They are going to go after Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Texas. Don't forget about Sark is now in the SEC.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Texas, Oklahoma coming in as well. Yeah, it's going to be, people are going to be out for blood. It's been 20 years they've been getting dominated. And as Bills fans, when we got dominated by Bill Belichick and Tom Brady for 20 years, we can tell you, even when we were winning those games 44-13 or whatever the score of this playoff game is, it still wasn't enough. We wanted more, and we wanted heads, and still do. So, all right, quickly, let's touch on that too. Crazy week. With all the retirements of legendary coaches, including Bill Belichick. is immediately succeeded by Gerard Mayo. And, well, before I get into my thoughts, just quickly your thoughts on the hiring of Gerard Mayo.
Well, I think Kraft has been telling us this for a couple years, how much they really thought of Gerard Mayo, and he got the head coaching job. Um, I don't. I'm not saying a defensive coach can't be successful, but you have to draft a franchise quarterback, and I just don't think that a defensive minded coach under the tutelage of Bill Belichick. I felt like they needed to go the offensive route here, just because it's not like you have a grizzled veteran franchise quarterback. No, man, it's just I don't like the hire. I like Gerard Mayo as a player. I don't really know much about him as a coach, but there's only 32 of these jobs in the world, and he got one. So I mean, do what you got to do. But I just think they're setting him up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's always tough to be the guy after the guy. That goes for Kalen DeBoer too. But here's what I'll say about it, and this is the first thing that went through my head. No other coach has been able to take the Patriot way and take it somewhere else and make it successful.
Yep.
Now, the Patriot way is already established there, so maybe that helps Gerard Mayo. But there is, in my eyes, only one man that can do what Bill Belichick did. So there better be an understanding in that building and amongst that organization that things are going to be different, even though this is off the same tree. Mm-hmm. And if there's not, and they expect Gerard Mayo to do all the things that Belichick did and be the guy that Belichick was, it's going to be a disaster. I mean, an unmitigated disaster. That means hiring a GM, hiring a bunch of pro personnel guys, hiring a bunch of college scouts. They need to put an entire support system around him that is more like something that D'Amico Ryans had in Texas, you know what I mean, or something like that. So no other guy has been able to be Bill Belichick in the 20 years that we've been doing this. If Gerard Mayo is the first one, then congratulations. But I will remind you that Josh McDaniels also had in his contract that he was supposed to be a successor. And we've seen him go two places and had it work. So just because he's the successor, it doesn't mean that it's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, man. As a football fan and fan of leadership, this is going to be a fun litmus test to see how these two stories turn out. I will be monitoring these stories, and you made a really good point last week about Jim Harbaugh being the coach of the Patriots. And I'm thankful that didn't happen. First of all, but I didn't expect all this movement from the coaching standpoint this year. It's been kind of wild. 72 hours or what, a week?
Yeah.
Like, it's been crazy.
I mean, it's the end of a football era, and in my opinion, it lasted way too long. But it's the end of a football era. You had all those great quarterbacks retire. And you're following it up with all these great coaches retiring. And now you're going to look at it and say, who's the next batch? Who's the next guy who's undeniably the best coach in football right now? Mike Tomlin is the easiest one to make an argument for there. But he hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years, something like that, 9 years. Kyle Shanahan has an argument, but he's still never won a Super Bowl. Sean McVay has an argument, but he's already talking about quitting. So, it's a weird time in football right now. And don't get me wrong, it's a vacuum. I mean, someone will come in and fill all those spots. It's not like there's going to be a hard time about that, but it's a big change in the football landscape in general for the first time in 25 years.
Can I read something to you? Ben Vollen, this is a tweet he just put out. He says, "My friend, a Browns fan, said this: the awesome part that as soon as they are done kicking our asses, we will also give them another first-round draft pick. Ouch. Golly, that's brutal.
I mean, that trade is an Could you imagine this team with 2 more first-round draft picks on it?
God.
And Joe Flacco at quarterback? Or, and let me go ahead and say it real loud for the people who hate, Baker Mayfield at quarterback? Like, could you imagine?
Browns are cursed. They are cursed.
I do not feel bad for them. They did this to themselves, man.
Yeah, they did. They
did
did
this to themselves. And hey, listen, credit to Stefanski. Most of the season was without Watson, so I don't have to give him any credit. They lost 5 games this year. The 6th game they lost was Jeff Driscoll or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They gave up that last game against Cincinnati. That's a team that went through a season and lost 5 games. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. It's an impressive coaching job. And if he ends up winning Coach of the Year, I wouldn't sneeze at it at all.
The good news for the Browns is they got their coach.
Yeah.
Stefanski's good.
Yeah, but people have, even last year, people were talking about firing him. So, I don't think you can let an offensive mind like that go. He'd be snatched up in a second.
Yeah.
But I said that about Vrabel, too, and here we are. He's not an offensive mind, but I said if he got fired, he'd be snatched up in a second, and here we are. So, okay, maybe the most fun game of the weekend, probably why it's a Sunday nighter. Rams and Lions. Rams getting 3 points, and it's juiced. They want you to bet the Rams here, which surprises me a little bit. Feel like I've heard a lot of people on the Rams for this one. I think they're a plucky underdog, but I kind of like the Lions here. What you think, Sterls?
My heart wants the Lions to win just because they haven't done that in so long. But I do think that McVay and Stafford and no Laporta for the Lions, man, I gotta go with Matt Stafford and the Rams here. I just think they're gonna win. They're gonna, what are they, 3-point underdogs? Yeah, give me the 3 and the veteran quarterback.
I love the 3. I want to bet it, but I just can't get it out of my head that this is exactly what Dan Campbell wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a team coming in on a heater. Everybody's picking the Rams. He would have loved to be underdogs in this game. And just like, hey, listen, you're going to have fans out there pulling for Stafford instead of us. And that's probably not true. But he can say that in the locker room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What I mean? Like,
use it all.
He can say that in the locker room. And Goff has a chip on his shoulder and all this stuff. The Rams, they initiated that trade and have already gotten what they wanted out of it. The Lions still haven't gotten what they wanted out of that trade yet. And so Goff has something to prove, man. Like, I think that chip matters. I think the Lions are a little bit better of a team. I think the Rams have a better coach. I think the Rams have a better quarterback. And normally I bet coach and quarterback, but I can tell you what it felt like when the Bills played home games in the playoffs for the first time in 20-something years. That place is going to be absolutely on fire. It is going to be electric. And I'm going to bet the Rams just because I couldn't bet against them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna bet the Rams on this.
I'm sorry, did I say I'll bet the Rams because I couldn't bet against them?
No, you said the Lions.
Yeah, I'll bet the Lions because I couldn't bet against them. Yeah, okay. I felt like I was like, did I say Rams
Yeah.
there?
No.
All right, let's get into the controversy of the day as we're midway through the fourth quarter in this Cleveland-Houston game, and it's gone the way of Davis Mills. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
So if you're here for the watch along, it's 45-14, and Davis Mills is in the game because Houston is beating up on Cleveland so bad. News of the day, Steelers-Bills moved to the afternoon on Monday, little MLK Day doubleheader. Before we get into it, I just want to say, if you haven't been in Buffalo for one of these snowstorms, you do not understand. Almost 50 people died in a similar snowstorm last year. We're talking about people who got caught on highways, stuck in their car, were texting their family trying to call 911, and they didn't find them until a couple days later dead. And I want to make that point, because anybody who's going to come in here with, oh, the NFL favors Buffalo and blah, 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 it's not about that. Putting 50,000 cars on the road and taking first responders off the road to send them to a Bills game tomorrow would be
irresponsible
at the least, if not like maybe attempted manslaughter. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So they did the right thing by moving this in my eyes. If you want to take 2 minutes on it, go ahead. But
I think it's the right call. It's football, right? Life, in my opinion, is more precious than football, even though I love football. But life supersedes that every day of the week. This game could be played on a Wednesday for all I care. If it's for the betterment of the players, for one, and the fans who support it and spend their hard-earned money to support these teams, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the competitive advantage and all that stuff. Good coaching and players can sort that stuff out now. It's not ideal, but if it's dangerous, man, there's no, you could wait. Because if there's an injury to a player, or somebody gets locked in a car, frozen, which happened multiple occasions in that storm last year, that's not a good look for the NFL. It's not a good look for anyone. So yeah, entertainment can wait.
Yeah. There is a rumor that Tuesday is not out of the question for this game. If they get through tomorrow and it is still an abject disaster in Buffalo, Tim Graham has said of The Athletic that Tuesday is not out of the question for this game. So maybe some movement still. I'm sure the NFL would love to get it done on Monday. Either way, this team is going to have a 2-day rest disadvantage versus whoever they play in the next round, with both the AFC games going on tonight. So tough spot there. I don't think it favors either of these teams in that sense. For the Steelers, they might have liked to play in the snow as the great equalizer. Field's probably going to be clear, maybe a little bit of snow on Monday, and wind significantly decreased than it was supposed to be on Sunday. So advantage Bills there. They do get a break in that sense, but the total is still 37.5. It is not going to be a fun game to play in. We're talking teens to single digits. So Steelers plus 10. That's a hefty number. Sterls, who you like in the actual game?
I like the Bills here, but I do think the Steelers will keep it within 10. Mike Tomlin's just a great coach. Sean McDermott, he's doing great in his own right too, but the Bills like to keep things close. They're not blowing nobody out. So Bills will definitely win this game. When you look at on the Steelers side of the ball, you got no TJ Watt, no Highsmith. So they're going to rush the passer. Now they're going to dial it up, in the zone blitz and stuff like that. But Josh showed me a lot last week when answering the call in terms of having his hot, ready to go on the blitzes that Miami tried to throw at him, because Fangio, he totally changed the script on his game plan and show something that he hadn't shown. And Josh was able in the second half to really get them settled in. So I like the Bills here. Mason Rudolph in the cold, in that Buffalo swirling wind in that stadium. I don't think that bodes well for them. So yeah, give me the Bills here, but I think the Steelers keep it close.
I don't think he throws the ball more than 10 times. And
yeah, you got to run it.
To your point, and listen, this has made us very angry at different times. Zerpy, thanks for jumping in. We did talk about that Dolphins game already. First time chatter Zerpy coming in. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be affected too much by the -3 degree weather. I think they run on offense, and I think they're going to be able – I think Kansas City is going to have a tough time covering them on an ice-covered field when you're a little bit slower with those quick twitch muscles. The guy who knows where he's going has the advantage.
Yeah.
And so I think the Dolphins are probably going to fare better than people think. Zerby says, I just want to see some good games since my team is on bye easy. Who's your team? Let us know. As far as Steelers, Bills, listen, like you said, Sterls, Niners. Nice, Zerby. As far as Steelers, Bills, in my head, you kind of said it. The Bills just always keep this close. And it's annoying. Like, I would love for them to put up a 45-14 game like we're seeing here.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
for
should
sure,
against
for sure.
this team. But the Bills just don't do that. And so I think you're going to see, 21-13 or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be too close for comfort. And so I like the Steelers with the 10 points. Zerpy, to answer your question, we are both Bills fans, which is weird because we met here in Colorado. But here we are, both as Bills fans.
And I love you to death, and I would do anything for you. I hope you know that. I would. So you're my dog. So,
but
there's no but.
Oh, it sounded like there was a but coming.
Absolutely, no. Let's see. How many years have we known each other now?
Ooh, getting on 5, 6, something like that.
Was it 2024?
Yeah.
Nah, longer than that.
Is it? 2018,
yeah,
I was thinking.
20. No, dude, I've been going to that bar since 2016, 2015.
Yeah. That you don't go to anymore. Noted.
I might go Monday. Actually might go Monday.
Oh, boy. And then what about the post game?
Well, I could do it because the game is like at 2:30 here. I could do it like that night. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I might go to the bar.
Wow.
What's the atmosphere
Breaking
been
news
like?
On the stream today. Sterls might come to the bar.
Yo, has it been can you hear the game?
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't pay attention the same way.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zerby says, I'd love to go through a table one day. I heard Bills pregames are crazy. Oh. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
They're fun. Yeah. If you haven't done it, you got to do at least once, Zerpy.
Yeah, that's a trip you take. I think that's right up there with Lambeau. Like, I think it's just a trip you take at some point. And he does the post game for Buffalo Rumblings, which is an SB Nation site, and I do Broncos post game for a local radio station here in Denver. So an eclectic mix we have here. All right, last game of the week: Eagles and Bucks. Eagles -3, and they haven't played like they deserve to be favored in this game. So Sterls, who you got?
Yeah, so Jalen Hurts, he's been that finger's been bothering me. He really hasn't thrown. Now, I don't know what it looks like this weekend, but I think he plays. Now, your best wide receiver, AJ Brown, is going to be out. And Antoine Winfield Jr. has been unbelievable this season. It's been really, really good. So you're looking at an Eagles team that really hasn't put it together in I don't know, 2 months. For some reason, though, I just don't have much faith in Baker and the Bucks to get it done. I think the Eagles win by 3. It'll be a close game, but I think they'll be the ones to pull it out. Now, it'd be interesting to see what that finger looks like and how he manages the pain in the game, but give me the Eagles there.
Listen, if my boy is listening, I apologize. This is a team that lost to the Cardinals at home. This is a team that got throttled by the Giants with the division still on the line. This is a team without their top receiver, with their quarterback with a broken finger, whose defense hasn't been able to figure it out all freaking year. I mean, come on. Bucks at home +3, and I think this game is a lot like this Houston Texans game. I looked at that spread like, no way the Texans are getting 2.5. How is that possible? No way the Bucks are getting 3. I'm running to the office to put a ticket down on Bucks +3.
If the Eagles lose this game, boy, that ain't good.
Does Stefanski get fired?
Sirianni.
Sirianni, yeah.
Man, you'd have to consider that.
With names like Vrabel and
oh yeah, I mean because they're a coach away. They are a coach away.
I
They are a coach away.
listen. I don't want to call myself a fan of Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts. I think there might be a coach and a quarterback away. I really do. Yeah.
Thank God it's not us.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, listen, he's you don't have anybody who's going to make Hurts better. And I think we saw from what the Colts did this year that Steichen made him better. You know what I mean? So you don't have anybody who's going to make Hurts better. And I mean, this collapse is pretty epic. Zerby saying they're already talking about it on Philly Sports Talk Radio that he might get fired.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Fair enough.
I'm not surprised. I don't think
you know.
I don't think he's earned the right to say that he for sure gets to keep his job. You know,
there are no excuses for him. He has been given a hell of a job by the GM, Howie Roseman. I mean, he's been given everything in the tool shed. There's not many holes on that roster at all. Like, you get the right coach in there that can develop and like set the tone. Oh man, it's gonna speak volumes for them. Jalen Hurts, the book isn't written on Jalen Hurts yet. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but I think, because of the contract and stuff, you're gonna have to roll with him for a few more years.
Yeah.
But
I just think when you get to the end of it, you're going to be thinking to yourself, I'm glad that's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Zerby says if the Bucs win versus the Eagles, that cement Baker as the QB for multiple years. He's going to get a fat extension. I don't think he gets a fat extension. I think he will get a couple-year deal. But I think that it's going to be modest, and I think somebody is going to try to outbid Tampa Bay if he does win this game.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, listen, Zerby, and I know you're a first-time chatter, so you're new here, but we've been talking about all year how the Bucs still have a Super Bowl roster. I mean, that we are not too far removed from the team that went to the Super Bowl. And
Mike Evans is the ageless wonder.
Adequate quarterback play for that. You don't need him to move mountains.
Yep. The coach sucks.
Can't stand Todd Bowles. Like, literally, maybe my least favorite coach in the NFL. But here we are. All right. Well, you want to wrap this up, Sterls?
Yeah, man. I'm getting ready for this Chiefs game, man. I can't wait to watch it, man. And it's cool to see CJ Stroud celebrate with his team and DeMeco Ryans, man. That's a great story. That's such a great story.
Yeah, let's talk about that
dude,
for a second. Rookie head coach, rookie QB. I think it's the first time in the Super Bowl era that they will win a rookie head coach and rookie QB will win a playoff game. Dude, I think it's fun. And we've got a couple AFC South fans that frequent the chat, and they don't love the fact that the Texans found a guy. But I think it's fun. And, like, Trevor Lawrence, man, you better look out, bro. You better look out. You were supposed to be the
CJ Stroud is better than him right now.
But that's what I'm saying. You were supposed to be the next one, and in your division, someone's already caught you. You know what I mean?
Dang. And just think when they get, like, a real number one wide receiver.
Hey, now. He's your boy, too. What are you doing?
No, I love Nico Collins. I do. But he's a number two.
Cold, man. Cold to Nico Collins, who has been fantastic this year.
Dude, hey, he made a play today that Gabe Davis wouldn't make.
Wow.
On that deep ball.
And
he adjusted. He adjusted. You see that?
Shots.
I was like, oh, Gabe ain't making that play.
Zerby's asking for thoughts on Charvarius Ward. I think he's really good in the Niners system. It's a good corner.
Yeah. Yeah. He's I'm not a fan of his athletically. Like, he's but in that system, I think they get every ounce of talent that he has. But he's physical, and I love that. I love physical corners.
If he plays up to his potential in that system, he can be an all-pro. I think he got voted second team this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of talent that you're talking about. He's just, if you trade him to, another team, he's not going to have that kind of impact. So, all right. This game, Houston and Cleveland wrapping up. So we will wrap it up too. Real quick before we go, Texans advance. So let's talk about the two teams they might play. Texans, Bills. If that is the matchup, thoughts on CJ Stroud going to cold Buffalo?
Hold on. How's that work? So the Bills beat the Steelers. Who would need to win? So Miami would need to win?
If Miami wins and Buffalo wins, they're headed to Buffalo. If Kansas City wins and Buffalo wins, they're headed to Baltimore. If Pittsburgh wins and Miami wins, they're headed to they are home against the Dolphins.
So who's more likely to play the Bills next week?
Well, it depends who you think is going to win this game.
No, I want your opinion.
I think the seeds hold. With this game happening this way, I think the seeds hold. I think you get 1, 2, 3, and 4, which means you get KC in Buffalo.
Okay.
So Texans on the road versus Buffalo.
Bills.
Texans on the road versus Ravens.
Ravens.
Texans at home versus the Dolphins. Ooh, we found something for him.
Dolphins.
Found something for him. Like that. Yeah,
that'd be a good game.
I think that would be a fun game, dude. That would be Texans Dolphins would be a lot of fun in the divisional round. But unlikely to happen. You'd need both KC and Buffalo to lose for that to go down. So odds say that's not going to probably happen. All right. Well, as always, if you don't have somewhere to watch the night game, you can hit me up on social media. Send me a DM, and I will keep a lookout for it, and I'll let you know what I use to watch the games. Because I hate that this is streaming only. Fuck the NFL. But, of course, we'll be on, I was going to say Twitter, X, talking about it. And then I was going to maybe do a watch-along for the Monday night playoff game, but with the Bills being before it, probably not. So if not, we'll talk to you next Saturday and do a little pregame show. Me and Sterls, of course, will pick every game on the weekend as we get further into these NFL playoffs. Last thoughts, Sterls.
Go Bills.
That's right, baby. Love you guys. Zerpy, we love having you here, man. Feel free to come back anytime. Be aware of the trolls. We've got a couple who come follow us on here, and they've been surprisingly silent as their teams have lost. Interesting.
Milkman, where you at, bro?
Where you at, Milkman?
I need Milkman.
Where you at, Milkman?
Been waiting.
We're waiting. We are waiting for you, Milkman. We're here for you. I think he's just waiting until the Bills get eliminated from the playoffs. He's not coming back till then. So, all right, Zerby, we'll see you soon. Appreciate everybody for dropping in. We will talk to you later.